What is Manchester United's best four-man defensive line? Will Mazraoui bench Dalot? Why Dalot at left back in this particular tactical situation could be the best way of breaking an opposition down? And when everyone is fit, does Dalot start a centre-back with Yoro or Lisandro Martinez? Well, I'm going to be answering all of these questions in this video, but first, do I think the Dalot and Mazraoui signings are good deals for United? Well, I think you'd have to say they are very good deals, considering the price for Mazraoui and Dalot being properly valued in the end, around £43 million for Dalot and about £17 million for Mazraoui, taking it to £60 million, which is decent value for money altogether. I think combined it may be a bit less initially, but I am half factoring in the add-ons as well. Dalot is definitely going to be a starter, whether it's alongside Martinez or Yoro, though Mazraoui would have to displace Dalot, and to be honest, I think Dalot is the better fullback. Of course, I do rate Mazraoui. You can see the analysis video I did on him, which will be linked in the description, but I just don't think he's as consistent as Dalot is. However, Dalot and Mazraoui could function in the same 11, with this mainly being when both players are in the back line and Dalot is playing at left back and Mazraoui at right back. Though if Ten Hag was a bit more creative tactically and did decide to change systems, you could have Dalot at right-sided centre-back, with Mazraoui playing ahead as a right winger, or even Dalot at right back and Mazraoui at right wing. For me, my first choice backline would be Dalot, Dalot, Yoro and Martinez, with Mazraoui an option off the bench to come in for Dalot or Martinez, but for what tactical scenarios should Ten Hag consider using both Dalot and Mazraoui in the same backline? Well, before I come on to that, if you want to pick up any of the new season jerseys, head over to Jersey FIFA. They've also got club and international retro jerseys as well. If you use code Atlantis at checkout, you'll get a discount. A link will be in my Instagram bio, which I will leave linked in the description. Now, most of the time, I think you're going to need Dalot at left back, mostly because of injury if Martinez has to play at left-sided centre-back, and Luke Shaw, Malacia and Harry Amas aren't available, but he could also be used there in order to take advantage of an opposition looking to drop extremely deep, happy to drop all the way into their own box. And this is because when it comes to crossing, when he's on the right side on his right foot, Dalot is going to be putting in out-swinging crosses, which tend to do better from slightly further out, where the space between the backline and goalkeeper is maximised. When the opposition are dropping into their own box and are just a few yards ahead of their goalkeeper, this is when in-swinging crosses can be a lot more dangerous, because of the natural curl on the cross, taking the ball towards goal, meaning that a small touch could send the ball past the keeper. On the right side with Ahmad, United already have a player capable of putting in this sort of cross, whilst on the left side Rashford, Sancho and Fernandes are all capable of providing in-swinging crosses. However, I think Dalot might be the best of the four, specifically because he can put in swinging crosses with a lot more pace than the others, I think. Ahmad on the right looking to cut inside onto his left, with Mazraoui from right back and maybe even someone like Mount or Bruno Fernandes in the right sided half space, providing over and underlapping runs to create space and passing options for Ahmad is perfectly balanced. On the left, however, it does feel like there are one too many right-footed players. On the right side, with Ahmad naturally wanting to cut in field, Mount can provide the overall underlapping run, receiving the ball on his right foot and, like Kevin De Bruyne, being able to fizz in across the box. But if the right-footed Bruno Fernandes is doing this on the left side, he would have to check back. But to be fair, as he showed against Manchester City for his offside goal, when he is able to check back onto his right foot from the left, he can produce that sort of magic. Although ideally, I think you would have at least one left-footed player on that side, as whether it's Bruno Fernandes or Kobbie Mainoo in this left-sided half space, with Rashford, Garnacho or Sancho at left wing, an energetic overlapping left-footed left back like Sergio Reguilon for example, in my opinion would also provide perfect balance across the whole team. However, against sides who are dropping deep and restricting space in behind the back line, also having their deeper line midfielders tracking over and underlapping runs, maybe in this situation having a left back like Dalot behind Rashford and Bruno Fernandes is more beneficial, because naturally with the opposition deep, when Dalot is backing up the play, he's going to have the time and the space to receive the ball, get it out of his feet, and just like how João Cancelo has done over recent years for both City and Barcelona, Dalot can create via that inverted angle, naturally facing goal, perfectly suited to those in-swinging crosses that I think Dalot could be very good at. At centre-back initially there isn't much debate that Dalot will start, and Lenny Yoro won't, because obviously Yoro is injured, but the question is, should Lisandro Martinez start the season as a left-sided centre-back? Now the obvious answer is yes. Dalot and Martinez would be United's best centre-back partnership, and after some contemplation I do agree with that, though maybe you could make the argument that because when Yoro returns, you'd imagine Ten Hag will use Martinez at left back as an inverted fullback similar to Zinchenko at Arsenal. You could use Maguire alongside Dalot, with Martinez starting the season at left back instead of left-sided centre-back. And that's because when everyone is fit, Dalot, Dalot, Yoro and Martinez should be United's strongest back line, and so having Martinez playing and developing playing in that inverted left back role could be the most beneficial option in the mid to long term. However, with Euro out, I would shift Martinez to left-sided centre-back and move Dalot to left-back and bring in Mazraoui at right-back. Now ideally United should try to bring in Reguilón on another short-term deal, as with Dalot at left-back, it would be beneficial to have an overlapping left-back like Reguilón who can come off the bench if United need to change up their attacking patterns of play down that left side. However, that probably only happens if Harry Amas goes on loan, but even still, Dalot can be used at left-back, as can Lisandro Martinez, and you've also got Luke Shaw and Malacia if they can even manage to stay fit for more than 5 games this season.